In previous lectures, we have learned about reverse echo server. Now, in this video, let us develop a multi-user reverse echo server. In the previous one, server was allowing only one client. But now we want a server to allow multiple clients. How it is possible? It is possible through multi-threading. So everything will be same, whatever we learned in previous lectures, everything will be same, except that a server will accept multiple connections and it will create a new thread for each client. So I will quickly explain the things once again, what I have explained in the previous lecture, but I will be a little quicker on that. See, we have two computers here, two devices here. This is a client and this is a server. On each machine, there is a network software running. A network software will have layers. In that, this network layer is used for IP address and transport layer will establish connection. So the server that we are going to develop is a connection oriented server. A client software running on this machine, on this computer, a client software will communicate with a server software running on other machine. This server will have a port number because on a same machine, on a single machine, that this machine, more than one servers may be running. To identify a server, we require a port number. So we will be taking our server with a port number 2000. So client will connect to this server. So for connection, all these layers will help so that it goes like this. So communication is done via all these layers. Okay, it is bidirectional. It is done in either way. For establishing a connection with the server, client needs its IP address as well as port number. Now I will explain the design, how to develop this client and the server. I will discuss little bit in details about it. Then I will write down the program. This is a multi-user server. All right. This will be creating a object of a server socket class, and it will be accepting a connection from a client by using a method accept. And when it accepts a connection, it will get a socket. Once a connection is established with a client, it should serve that client by using this socket. A server is ready to accept a connection. Suppose this is a client. Okay, this is a client. One client, client one. Now once it is establishing a connection, a server will accept the connection and it should create a thread for the client. This is a thread for the client. So thread will use that socket, the socket obtained here. Thread will use the socket and the client is also having a socket. Client will use a socket to establish connection. Now these two sockets are connected. Now who will respond to the client? This thread will respond to the client. For communication purpose, they need streams. For two-way communication, they need streams. So a input stream here will be a output stream here, connected to output stream here. So whatever this thread inside a server is sending, it will receive in this input stream. And whatever it is sending out, client is sending out throughout output stream will reach the server thread and it will become an input stream, IS. So for every client, server socket will create a thread which will have a socket, an input stream and output stream object. And when a client connects, client will have a socket through which it will establish connection, and it will also have input stream and output stream. So this input stream is connected to output stream is connected to input stream. Whatever goes here, whatever comes from here is received in this one. Whatever goes out from here will be received in this one. So this server socket, that is main method, will be keep on accepting the connections and it will be creating a new thread for each client. And the thread will deal with the client. So as we are developing a reverse echo server, what these threads will do, they will just take a message. They will take a message. Let us say message is hi. Then it will reverse the message and make it IH and send it back to the client. So the processing involved here is a very small, that is just reversing a string. And if you have a lot of things to do, you can write down that logic there. So I am showing you the complete setup for multi-threaded server. Okay, multi-user server. Now what processing you require, you can do it inside each thread. For developing this application, we have to write a class for a server. This class will have a main method. Main method will create a server socket, and inside a loop, it will be accepting connection and starting a new thread. So we should write a class for thread also, or we can make a application class as a thread class. Inside that, it requires an input stream and output stream from a socket. And when it should be ready for reading a message from the client and reverse and send it back to the client. That's all. So it will be a similar program what we have done in the previous video, but little changes that we have to do multi-threading. So a little change in the previous program will convert it into a multi-threaded server. Now what about the client? Client should read the data from the keyboard, and it needs an input stream as well as output stream. So it will read the data from the keyboard from the user, and it will send out on the output stream. This data it will send out from the output stream to a server, and once it receives the result, it will retrieve using input stream. So we require 3 streams, 1 for the keyboard and 2 for server, connecting to the server. Let us develop this application. So I will not write the complete program, I will just modify the previous program. I will explain the program and then modify it. See, this was reverse echo. This was server program, and having a main method throwing exceptions, because these network programming causes exception in various classes, and also input output is also there. So this also causes exception. So I am throwing all exceptions. Server socket is created. This is created. Then it is waiting to accept the connection. Then once the connection is established from the client, it is opening a input stream to the client through that socket. See, this SDK will be a reference to a socket that is connected with the client. So from this socket, it will get input stream, and that input stream is converted into buffered reader so that we can use the method readLine. For using readLine, we are using buffered reader. And from a socket, output stream is attached in print stream. Print stream will have a println method, so we are using print stream. Then for reversing a string, we require a string builder, because this is having a method for reversing a string. And the message, we are taking it in a string. Inside do while loop, until a user enters end, it is reading from the user or client. Using a string builder, it is reversing a string, then again converting into a string, then sending a message to the client, reading from the client, sending it to the client, and in between reversing is done. So this part we don't have to do it here, we have to do it in a thread. Even getting the streams to the client should also be done in a thread. So this entire code, I will remove it from here. Okay. This entire job of communicating with the client, I will cut it from here. Then I need a multi-threaded server. So this echo server, I will say extends thread. Now this should extend from a thread class. Then inside this, it should have a socket STK. So this is STK. Now when you want to achieve multi-threading, then you must override public void run method. Yes, run method should be overridden. Now inside this, everything should happen. All those things are happening here. But here you will get errors because these methods will throw exceptions. Then here I am forced to write a try and catch block because I cannot use this run method. I cannot say throws exception here. If I write throws exception, it will be a different method. So I should have try and catch exception E empty block. I'm not doing anything inside. So all errors are gone. Okay. Now this echo server, reverse echo class should have a constructor which will take a socket. So I will write a constructor public reverse echo socket, which is taking a socket, and let it assign it here, stk assign st. That's it. So I have made my class extending from a thread which is having a socket, and constructor is taking a socket and assigning it to stk. Then a run method is getting streams from socket connection, that is input stream and output stream. Then it is entering into a loop which will read and reverse a message until and unless end is given from the client. If the message become end, it will stop. That's it. Now, what about this main method? Main method is creating a server socket, and this should accept the connection. They should accept the connection. And after accepting a connection, it should give a socket to a thread. So I will write on that part now. So let us take a reference outside. Now inside this, I will write an infinite loop. See, this server will run infinitely. So let us finish the while part, while true. So it is go on running, means it never stop unless and until you stop it forcibly. Mostly servers run inside infinite loop only. Like web server, if you take the example of Google, it is always running. So it is inside infinite loop. And whenever you connect, you establish connection, you use it, and then you close it. But it is still running. So it is ready to accept a connection. Same way, this is running in infinite loop. Whenever it is ready to accept and whenever a client connects, then it should create an object of this thread. So who is thread? Our class is a thread. The same class as a thread, right? So it should create an object of this reverse echo, then start it. So create an object of reverse echo. So I will take a reference here, reverse echo re, then it should create an object re assign new reverse echo, and it should send a socket to it. Then after that it should start, that's all, because we have to start a thread. Then that thread will start communicating with the client. So already we have written it. One last thing that we have to do is we have to close the socket, right? Close the socket. So stk dot close. Once client has disconnected, we should say stk dot close. This should also be inside a try and catch block because it may cause exception. Once it is outside the loop, close. And here we don't have to close server socket because it will never reach the line after this one, because we wrote it as a infinite loop. So it will terminate the program, so it will stop the connection. That's it. Now this was the client program. I will not explain the client program. It's the same program what I have shown you. So you can watch the previous video for the client program. Client program is having 3 streams, one is for keyboard and an input stream for a socket connection, output stream for socket connection, reading a message from keyboard, sending it to socket, then reading it from the socket, then printing the message. So it will get a reverse message. Now one more thing we will do here inside this infinite loop, whenever a connection is established, I will print a message. System.out.println, I will say client connected. And if you want to maintain the count, how many clients are connected so far, then you can maintain a variable and display count plus plus. So outside you can declare a variable count that is initialized with 1. So first client, first time it will be 1, then next time plus plus it will be go on changing. Okay. So this will be showing whether client is connected or not. So server will be showing the client as well as it will show the number. So that number shows you how many clients are connected. Once it has accepted a connection, it will show client connected. Now let us run the program. For running the program, first of all, I will build it. Okay. From here, I will say clean and build project, means it will remove the previous file and build them. Or okay, let us say clean and build it. So it has built the project. Now where the project is, actually the project was saved inside documents. Inside this you will find NetBeans, and here the project is reverse echo, this one. So but I am working in the my Java folder, so I will copy it and paste it inside my Java. Otherwise, if you are working, you can keep it in a particular folder. While creating a NetBeans project, it will ask you where to copy it. So you can save it anywhere you like. I am pasting it here inside echo, that is my Java folder. Okay, it has replaced, right? Now let us go to command prompt. See, I will enter into my Java. Inside that, my Java reverse echo is there. Enter inside that. Then inside this build folder is there. CD B, press tab. It will automatically take the rest of the folder name. Okay, clear the screen directory. Inside this, there is a folder called classes. So I'm running it manually. So I have to enter inside there. Then I can run it. Now this is a package. Inside this package, if you check this one, you will find two classes. One is a reverse echo, that is server class. Other is a client class. These are inside a package. So let us run them from outside the package. Java reverse echo dot reverse echo. I'm starting a server. Server has started. There is no message because I have not written anything. You can even write a message, server has started. Before the loop, you can do that. Now I will start a client. So for client, again, I will run command. Now again, I should go into my Java. I should go to the same place. That is reverse echo, then inside build, inside classes, Java reverse echo dot client. So I have to run client program. See, this server is showing client connected 1. It is showing that message, client connected 1. Now from here I will say hello. So I got a reverse message, OLLEH, right? Hello is reversed. I should have given a gap here. Okay, then it is working. Got it. Now I will run one more client, CMD. Yes. Change directory to my Java, change directory to reverse echo, change directory to build, change to classes. Now again here also Java reverse echo dot client. Now client 2 connected. So now you can see that two clients are there. I will make this window a little shorter. So I have two clients running here. You can see them. I will make the size smaller. Now two clients I have. So from this client I will say, hi, I got a reverse message. And from here, how do you do? And from here, what's up? How doing? So I'm getting reverse. So from any client you type, there are two different threads running inside this reverse echo. It is scattering both of them. You can add more clients also. I will add one more client and show you. So this shows that there are three clients, right? Three clients. So let us change my Java inside this. I will enter there. CD reverse, CD build, CD classes, Java reverse echo dot client. Java reverse echo dot client. Now I'm running. Now you can see that the message, you can see there are three clients connected now, all three clients. So from here, I will give a message, hello, give a message, hello. So I got a reverse of this one. How are you? So I got a reverse of this one. Then say end. So client has finished. And here also say end, client has finished, it has terminated. Like this you can disconnect the client. Okay, now this client has disconnected, right? See, it has already shown that there are three clients so far connected. Now inside this window, I will use up arrow and I will run the client once again. Now you can see that there are four clients connected. So server is running as it is, clients are coming and going, right? So you can understand this. So this is the fourth client connected now. So it's not a fourth window, client is fourth. First client has gone. One of the client has gone out of these three clients and a new client has appeared. That is the fourth client. So this is the fourth client. So again, you can start sending messages here. You will get the reverse messages. So that's all. So I have explained you a multi-threaded or multi-user reverse echo server. Try to develop the program. And for developing this one, I suggest you first watch previous lecture. There I have shown the same program. So the client program and server program, you can copy it from there and you can just make it as a multi-threaded by just using multi-threading. It's very simple. That's all in this video.